Hey everybody, it's Becky. Today's upload is something I've been wanting to talk about for a little while now. Now, I know I don't have a big following. I know a lot of you guys don't watch my videos, but if you're watching this today, please pay attention because this is something very meaningful and very important, and it's something that I hope somebody else out there is going to watch and maybe, I don't know, take something from. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how to word what I'm trying to say today, but there's somebody out there that's probably going through what I'm going through that will be encouraged and helped by this. So just please take a few minutes out of your day and listen to what I have to say. So, yeah, I really don't know where to start with all of this. If you've read the title, you know that this is about some struggles that a lot of Americans and people all over the world are having right now. And a few of these things I myself have had problems with in the last year or so. So I kind of wanted to talk about my own struggles and to just let people out there know that they're not alone in this. So, to give you guys a brief history, there have been a few times in the past when I was a preteen where things were going on in my life and I was really having struggles, and I got, depressed for a while and had problems, I guess, with anxiety during that time. I really don't remember. And then later on, in my young adult life, I went through a period where things had happened and I was going through struggles. And then in the last year or so, life got pretty tough. It's still pretty tough right now, and I've been having those same struggles again. So, we all have our ways of dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, struggles, whatever we're going through. We all have different ways. Some of them are very healthy, and some of them are unhealthy. In the past, the solution for me was to be on meds and find ways of channeling my feelings in a healthy way. Those are the ways that I was taught that you are supposed to deal with these things. But unfortunately, I also have a very unhealthy way of dealing with it all. I don't exactly know when it actually started, but one of the, bad ways of dealing with things that I like to do is I turn to food. Sometime around, I don't know, high school, I put on a little bit of weight. I was always a really skinny kid. I could eat a whole bunch of food. It would go right through me. And I would just eat a lot, I guess, when I was younger. So I don't know if it started there. But around 10th grade, I put on a bit of weight. And in 11th grade, prom season was coming up. I wanted to, look good for, the big dance and everything. So I ended up losing 20 pounds. I basically lost it just eating a little less back then, I guess, and, putting more effort in gym class. And I shed the pounds. I was a certain weight for my junior prom. And then for my senior prom, I looked pretty good. When I graduated high school, I had a pretty good figure. I guess I just had a poor body image. To be honest, I still have a poor body image. And, I always thought of myself as too fat, even though I looked perfectly fine. And I just struggled with that. About 2-3 years after high school, the weight started coming on again. And I just accepted it as, I was just a bigger person. I wasn't eating right. I was eating too much. I kind of saw it as a food problem, but I saw it more as a just not eating right and not being healthy type of problem. So back 7 years ago in 2013, I ended up reaching an all-time low where I was 60 pounds heavier than I had been back in 2004 when I graduated high school. And I hated myself. I could not stand the person I'd become. And like I said before, I think I really realized back then that I had a food issue, that I turned to food to kind of just comfort me and, solve my problems. But, I also had a very unhealthy lifestyle too. So I did what a lot of people do. I made a lovely lifestyle change. And it worked. In September 2013, I drastically changed the way I was doing things. And by June 2014, I had lost the 60 pounds that I had put on over the years, and I felt great. I had made it like a self journey to like find myself, and man, I it was like the summer. I had that summer body we all like, strive for every year, and I was hot stuff, man. I was finally happy. So yeah, I thought I was fixed. I was, that healthy person now, and I had changed who I was. I couldn't have been more wronged. As it got into 2015 and 2016, I slowly, picked up my unhealthy habits again. I wasn't overeating, like I used to, but I was kind of off the wagon. I was skinny. I could eat an extra, burger if I wanted. It was okay. And then I guess I'd say by 2017, a few years ago, I really started to put weight back on. And then, like many times in the past, I started, trying to diet instead of just change how things were. But the more I tried, the more weight I started to put on. And in the last year, I mean, it's physically obvious to see. I have really packed on a lot more weight, and I am now 40 pounds heavier than I was in 2014 when I was done losing all that weight. I'm still not the heaviest I've ever been, but it's still a bigger problem than what I thought it was, or what people probably realized back in 2014. A lot of people had been concerned that I was losing too much weight back then, and honest to God, that was never the case. I was never like under eating or anything. I was actually eating, I guess, the normal level of what you're supposed to eat. But in the 6 years since, I've really fallen off really hard. And that's because, like I said, especially in the last year, I use food as a tool to, make myself feel better. For some people, it's cigarettes, it's drugs, it's gambling, it's alcohol. But for me, it's food. As I stand here today, I'm not happy with myself for it. I'm not proud that I came so far just to go so far back again. I obviously want to lose the weight again. But before I even really try to lose the weight, because I'll be honest, the last couple months, I've been trying once again to shed a few pounds, which I have, and then the last few weeks with the coronavirus and all this stuff, and just the way things are, I've, started to slip off once again. I know the real problem isn't, completely just having a healthy diet, because of course we're all supposed to do that. The real problem, it's up here. And I need to fix that first. That's truly the only way, I'm going to get control of this problem. Currently, I'm not on any medication for any of these problems. I'm not knocking anybody that does take medication for whatever they're struggling with. Like I said, it's something that I've used in the past. But, in today's society, I feel like we're all quickly diagnosed with something now. Everybody has some type of mental illness out there, and the solution for that is always throw you some happy meds, just let's patch the problem. That leaky roof, let's keep on putting a Band-Aid on it instead of tearing the whole roof off and really finding the core problem inside. And that's what I honestly really want to do. If, meds, would help that situation, I'm not going to be opposed to it, but right now I'm trying to, fix the core of that problem. And like I said, I'm not knocking anybody that does take medicine for stuff, because I have in the past. I just don't want to patch the problem right now. Unless I have to, then I will, but I really want to get to the core of what is really wrong. And I'm saying this today because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are feeling the same way, that are having issues, that, feel like, they can't get help, or that, life is just too much right now, or that have a struggle with some type of addiction like I do. I just want you to know that you're not alone. And it's very hard for me to come out and say this because, like I said before, I'm fully and publicly admitting right now that I'm having issues and that I have a problem. And that's something that I've been reluctant to share because I don't want everybody to know what a mess I am, it's embarrassing. I'm scared that, when people will know things like this about me, that it will change the way they view me. That, like if people at my job found out even that, my job would even be in jeopardy. Even though it shouldn't be, it's just like a fear I have about it. But I'm coming clean today to kind of tell you guys, what I've been going through. A lot of the time I can put a face on, maybe not all the time. Some of my problems are very apparent a lot of the times, but throughout even like my work day, I can just turn it off, do my job, and then come home and then just still feel the way that I feel. Even with a lot of my videos, I'm upbeat and I look happy. That's, like I said, that's not usually always my personality. I have a very blah personality, a very serious personality, and for whatever reason, getting in front of the camera changes that a lot. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I've been struggling. Like I also said, I don't know if like my life situation was different right now. I think that I probably wouldn't be feeling most of what I'm feeling, but I am going through a rough period in my life, and I've made some unhealthy decisions from it, and I do feel a certain way, not every day, but a lot of the time. And I just want whoever is out there and whoever watches this to know that really you are not alone. It's okay to get help. I know sometimes it's hard to actually get help, and that is like another problem with the whole mental health system and system out there for the different addictions. They need to make it easier. They need to end the stigma, whether you were born with anxiety or depression, or if you're temporarily experiencing something like that. The stigma on it needs to end. Like I said myself, I am still ashamed to talk about it, until today, because there's such a stigma on it, and people, look at you differently, and I don't want people to, look at me different for having these issues. So that really needs to change. But like I said, I hope this video helped somebody out there. Things, in my life need to change right now. Things and the way we view this whole subject matter need to change right now. So thank you for taking the minutes out of your day to watch this whole thing, if you did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember that you are not alone, and that, things will eventually get better at some point. The storm might last, a long time, but you will eventually be okay. And most importantly, don't forget that you're not alone. It is okay to feel the way that you feel. Goodbye, guys.